gold will rise. This was shown by a survey I conducted on my Telegram channel this Friday. And 55% of people said that gold will continue to rise. However, not everyone agrees with them, and 33% said that gold will actually go down. Let's take a look at the gold charts right now. What are the factors in favor of growth and what factors indicate a decline? We will also discuss which currency pair my trading robot trades best on, and I will show my pivot points on gold and other currency pairs that I trade and profit from myself. So let's start the review. If you look at the gold chart, you can see that initially the growth was steady, but now it's getting stronger and stronger. This is the so-called exponential growth. With such growth, you can earn money very quickly. However, after such strong growth, unexpected strong technical price crashes occur in the opposite direction. Therefore, if you are buying gold in hopes of growth, use short stop losses. Let's take a closer look at the daily gold chart to understand what factors favor gold's growth. Let's approach it from the opposite angle. When was the decline in gold? Let's take a look. In these areas, a temporary, at least, correction of gold began. And it started after we saw on the chart these red, or rather black candles, whose bodies or shadows completely covered the previous green, that is, rising candle. At the moment, the black candle does not cover the rising green one. Therefore, it's hard to believe that gold will start to fall sharply. Now let's look at the MACD indicator. According to it, we also see that all the bars are rising and no descending ones are yet in sight. There is also no divergence visible, so everything points to the growth of gold. Well, most of those who voted are also in favor of gold's rise. Therefore, we will consider that there are currently many factors pointing towards the growth of gold. What are the factors for the decline of gold? Let's look at the charts. Let's look at the stochastic oscillator indicator, and it shows that the blue line, which is the indicator line, is crossing the moving average red line, but has not yet crossed it. That is, if this crossing occurs, it will be a signal to sell gold. But I would divide these signals into two parts. The first part is the crossing of the blue line over the red one. And a stronger signal, which I would recommend you use, especially if you are just starting to study indicators, is to wait until the blue line crosses this green upper line at the 80 level. Then it will be a stronger signal to sell gold. By the way, I have a separate video on my channel about how to use the stochastic oscillator indicator. Be sure to subscribe and watch in more detail. Now let's look at the pivot points for gold that I trade myself. I provided free signals on my Telegram channel, so subscribe to not miss out. And now let's see what other pivot points there are, but let's look at other time frames. Here is the H4 time frame. You can see here that gold moves in steps there. And as soon as it returns to the support lines, to the mirror support lines, the price may reverse. Look, a small correction is happening now. If it reaches the level of 3,168, it will be a mirror support level. There will be a reversal point here. You can buy here and profit from the rise. Be sure to set an alert near this support line so you don't miss such a reversal point. But if you want to save time searching for such profitable reversal points, subscribe to my VIP channel on Telegram. There I provide my selected points that I trade myself. Also, if you are trading with my trading robot, I recommend trading in buy mode for gold right now. This is quite possible. Many people ask me for sets for gold. By the way, for those who need sets, I have a separate paid consultation with my specialist and assistant for setting up the robot. They will set everything up for you, provide consultation, give you ready-made sets for different trading instruments, and launch the robot with you. Feel free to contact me, write to me on Telegram. I will explain how to get such a consultation. And if you are already trading with the robot, as I mentioned, it should be launched in buy mode for gold right now. In general, it's best to launch it on several currency pairs. If you love gold, then launch it on several gold pairs. Gold to the Australian dollar, gold to the Swiss franc, gold to the British pound. This way you have diversification, avoiding an imbalance on a single instrument. When there is a drawdown on one instrument, other currency pairs are earning. This way, diversification is maintained. For this, of course, you need a deposit of at least $1,000 or more. But in return, your risks are significantly reduced and your profitability increases. Also, if you want to trade such pairs, choose a broker. Contact me via the link in Telegram. I will explain how to choose a broker with such currency pairs. Let's look at the most popular currency pair. It's the euro dollar. Here, I have long been waiting for the euro dollar to bounce off the mirror support line, which I have mentioned several times, but so far the price hasn't reached it. However, we expect that as soon as it reaches it, there will be a reversal, growth, and you can profit from this. In general, a classic triangle is forming right now. Let's draw it. And look, the price is already starting to break through the upper edge of the triangle and will most likely continue further. According to the classical theory of technical analysis, a triangle is a continuation pattern, so most likely the price will continue to move further. If it continues, then we have a maximum here, which should not be forgotten. This maximum, although weak, is still a resistance, and from it you can sell short-term and profit from the downward correction. Gold will now, or rather, the euro will be somewhat similar to gold in its growth, because the rise of gold and the rise of the euro are supported by the decline of the dollar. And in rising trends, by the way, it's very convenient to look for such steps. That is, the price always rises, then stops, returns back and corrects from the support line, from the mirror support line. And when there is a falling trend, the same thing happens. That's how I traded on the DAX index about 15 years ago. It was very convenient back then, during the 2008 crisis. The price moved very classically, predictably, and you could make quite a good profit from these. I also made a good profit back then. And now, when we observe such strong trends, we need to pay attention to them and trade using these steps. By the way, if you are just starting to explore the financial market, including the forex currency market, I recommend taking my basic trading course for beginners from scratch. This will help you understand the MetaTrader platform, the basic types of analysis, fundamental, technical, and understand how to work with them, start earning, and reduce your risks. Recently, I was talking with one of my subscribers. He wrote to me saying he wants to try using a trading robot first, and then get into this training of yours. In fact, I recommend all of you to first go through the basic training, because even in managing a robot, you still need to know how to work with the MetaTrader platform. Well, how will you work with MetaTrader? Even with a robot? If you don't understand some basic things, that is, well, it's simply essential. It's the same as going to school and saying, well, why do I need first and second grade? Let me start from the 5th grade right away and everything will be fine. Why waste time, right? Exactly. Why waste time? Time spent on learning is your money. Therefore, I recommend going through the basic course first and then everything else. Let's take a look at the euro-pound currency pair. Yes, by the way, the course I mentioned, you can get it for free. If you open an account with a broker using my link in the description of this video and fund it with an amount of at least $300. Accordingly, I provide the video course to you for free. So watch and learn to your heart's content. The euro-pound now, look, is forming a pattern almost like a head and shoulders, which is very interesting. But it doesn't matter what the pattern is. What matters is that the price is moving towards the support line. And if it reaches it, there will likely be a reversal from there. Here, you can buy and profit from the rise as it happened once already, you see, at the support line. Most likely, this will happen again. Well, let's note it just in case. We have a maximum here, right? If the price does go up, there's a high probability that it will also bounce off from there. But for some reason, I feel that it will go down more. Moreover, look, our stochastic has just plummeted. It's just flying down. It is quite possible that we will also work out this point as a reversal. For the currency pair euro to Japanese yen, the reversal points remain relevant as well. The price is currently stuck right in the middle. Look, yes, it doesn't want to go further, but we are waiting for it. That is, my reversal points, sometimes people say they don't work out because they can't wait for them. In fact, they aren't going anywhere. They just shift. The same applies, by the way, to the signals in the VIP channel. So when I provide numbers, yes, for buying or selling from the line, keep in mind that if the line is slanted, here it is, yes, it moves. And here is the price. I expect it to approach this line here. And I give a price, for example, 159, 652. But if the price lingered for a long time and approached later, then accordingly, the purchase level will already be higher, like 160, 389. Why? Because the line is moving upwards. I can't monitor it every minute and change the prices. That's why I always provide analysis. In other words, in my VIP channel, I don't just give a price like some other channels do, where it's unclear why or where this price came from. I show graphically in the VIP channel where the support lines are, where the resistance lines are, just like here. And you can understand yourself why it's necessary to buy there and adjust the price accordingly if the situation has already changed. In other words, the reversal point remains and is still effective. From here we buy and profit from the rise. And if the price goes up, it will encounter the resistance line. From there, you can sell and profit from the decline. These are the recommendations for this week. I remind you that if you earn on the forex market and withdraw profits in crypto, if you live in Russia, you can avoid converting them to rubles on P2P exchanges and pay directly in stores with crypto using an app. The app, there's a download link for the app in the description link. It's called Pay with Crypto in Russia. So make use of it. I've been using it for a long time. It's very convenient. No need to transfer or exchange money into rubles. I also recommend everyone to trade gold. Don't be afraid of it. The main thing is to use good risk management. Subscribe to my Telegram channel, to my YouTube channel, and write in the comments if you trade gold. I wish everyone a successful trading week. Trade with pleasure. Goodbye, everyone.